Hi, I'm Mark from L&M Small Engine. Today we'll be working on a John Deere X320 riding lawnmower. This is one of them things where the customer borrowed it from the neighbor. You know how them things go. He's going to do some yard work, and he started up. We're running around, absolutely no power at all. And he talked to the owner, and I guess it's his neighbor, talked to him. They said, we'll bring it in, get it checked out. So they brought it here, and we'll look at it and see why it has no power. So hope you enjoy the video. So I guess first, unplug the lights. Looks like it has a Kawasaki 22 horsepower, 726cc engine in it. It's a good motor. Well, the air filter ain't too bad, so it looks like it's getting there. Well, that's not good. The dipstick's absolutely dry, and it smells like gas really bad. Hope I didn't run it too long with gas in the oil. So more than likely, we got a bad needle in the seat in the carburetor, more than likely. But I just hope I didn't ruin the motor. That's what I'm worried about. Let me get the vacuum out and see if there's any oil or gas left in the crankcase under the dipstick mark. Hopefully there's still some oil in there. But that gas does so much damage to the bearings and stuff in there. And if you look on the deck is solid oil. Yeah, absolutely nothing on the dipstick. No, just a little bit of sludge in the bottom. I guess let's go ahead and pop that carburetor off. Check that out. I don't have any oil filters for these. I'm gonna run out to John Deere after we get the carburetor done. Run to John Deere, get an oil filter, and put some oil in there. They didn't say nothing about it knocking or nothing. They just said it had no power. I like these little hand tighteners on these air filters. That's kind of neat. This filter ain't that bad, but might as well get a new one too. I got them on hand though. We're gonna need a 10 millimeter socket, and we gotta take this plate off, this muffler cover, because of the fuel shutoff solenoid on the bottom of the carburetor, and that looks like tins too. So grab some tools here real quick, and grab a little bucket so we can put all our nuts and bolts in there. Any little cups or bowls work, but whipped cream bowls are just perfect. I just love whipped cream bowls. They work perfect for this kind of stuff. And always rock the lines back and forth before you pull them off to break the seals. You don't tear them or whatever. Make sure that ground for the solenoid, hook that back up when we're done. And the spring for the choke. Don't want to lose that, so I'll put that right in there. Like the governor linkage, I need a needle nose for that spring. And that slides right out of there. Now we'll take this cover off. There we go. Now let's unhook the wires of solenoid. I'll take that elbow off for the air filter. You know, not take it out, but there's a clamp underneath that I gotta get to. like a vent tube. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and take that to the bench. Okay, kind of sprayed it off a little bit. Then they get these fuel shutoff solenoids off. You could either, there's special tools you can buy, but if you have an old 1/2 inch or inch, just grind it down. See how skinny that is? So it fits in here. You know, you can find an old 1/2 inch or inch anywhere. I think the tool is like $15-$20, so you save money that way if you don't need to buy all them fancy tools. And always make sure it's nice and free. There's a lot of dirt in there. Well, what I don't understand, if they just used not too long ago, why is the carburetor dry? That's what I'm wondering. This gasket, bowl gasket, needs replacing. That's all dry rotted. Well, let's go stick this in the ultrasonic carb cleaner. Clear it up. Put a new needle in the seat, and gasket and stuff in there, and put some oil in there, and hopefully this thing runs. I do about 25 or 30 minutes. Make sure it's clean really good. Well, when we get that done, we'll put it together, but in the meantime, I'm going to go run to John Deere and get me an oil filter. And I should check upstairs. I should have an air filter here. I'll go check for you. Okay, just took it out of the ultrasonic carb cleaner. Turned out really good. I bought a bunch of these Kawasaki carburetors from a company that converted they were brand new Kawasaki engines, but they converted them over to propane for their forklifts. So I bought, I think, probably like about 15 or 20 of these a year or two ago. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all the insides out of here and put them in here. I'm going to put a new float, new needle and seat. Do that, never been used. Brand new bowl gasket. This way it'll still be cheaper than putting a kit in. A kit costs more than what I'm doing. Brand new needle and everything. This old needle don't look that bad. I'm starting to wonder, maybe the fuel pump's bad, because if fuel pumps go bad, the suction line that goes to the crankcase, you know, I've seen it where gas goes through there and into the crankcase too. But we'll see if the thing even runs, first of all. But to me it sounded like he just got it the other day and was going to use it. But the carburetor was dry as a bone. So I don't know. I guess the only thing to do is put it on and try it, I guess. I went and got a new oil filter and stuff, so once we get this carburetor put on, put the new oil filter on, put new oil in there, and put new plugs in there and everything. I'm just gonna move this clamp over the side so we can get to that hose clamp. Okay, took the governor linkage on. Snap that into place and get our spring hooked on. And the spring for the choke. You gotta put that ground wire on. Better hook up that fuel shut-off solenoid before I forget. Snap it into place. Hook that vent tube up. Now this plate, I gotta put the spring on. Make sure the choke lever works and everything. Okay, now this plate that covers the muffler. Get a feel started before I tighten them down. Change that oil filter and put some oil in there right away before I get too carried away. Put a pan under the oil filters, don't make a mess on the floor. They have the wrong oil filter on there. They have the oil filter for the 691, and this is that 650 engine. It still works, but there wasn't even no oil in that. Boy, that's scary. That is scary. Need to worry about making a mess on that. Oh, let's go grab some new oil. I believe it's almost a quart and a half. It's a little under a quart and a half, I believe. Well, the ain't know what to do with itself with some oil in it. Oh, why don't people check their oil? Then they give it to their neighbor to borrow it. A lot of gas and go, it seems like anymore. Alright, put a new air filter in there real quick and change the plugs and see what happens. I'm going to order some more plugs. I'm on my last two. Got a new air filter. Tighten the clamp up. Jeez, look at that. Black carbon. There's a new plug. It looks way better. Alright, gap at about 20, between 28 and 30. That air filter didn't look that bad. Why it would run like that rich? I just hope there ain't no internal problems. Hate to do all this work for nothing. I better put a new fuel filter on there too. It looks pretty bad. That side, this is carboned up too. Jeez. I just hope the one neighbor that lent it to the other neighbor knew he had all his problems, hoping that it'd blow up so that the other neighbor would buy him a new motor. Hopefully they weren't thinking that bad. But I've seen it in the past. Yeah, I'd always think of the good instead of the bad all the time. Well, I guess now let's try starting it and see what happens, I guess now. I don't know if I put the brake on if it'll start without me being on there or not. No. Well, the battery's dead now. Doggone battery's dead. Yeah, it shows 2 volts. Well, I guess we're going to put the charger on it for a while. It don't make no sense. It sounded like he just tried using this the other day. But the carburetor was totally dry and the battery's dead, so maybe nobody's telling me the truth today. Alright, plugged in, so we'll let it charge a while and come back and try it again. Okay, I've been charging the battery about 3-4 hours now. Let's see what happens. See if I have to buy a new battery or not. I changed the fuel filter and there's no gas in there, so I might take this little vent hose off and spray some carburetor cleaner in here. Let's pop this little vent off right here. And if it does start, I hope it does, but there's oil leaking out of the muffler. Probably because when the gas went in the crankcase, but you can see there's a little oil on the ground for the muffler. So if it does start, I'm hoping it does start. It might smoke a little bit at first. I just hope it runs. That's all I'm worried about. Well, this thing just might start. Just might start. Actually sounds pretty good. Motor's not ticking. This thing actually runs really good. It surprised me. Just that no oil in there scared me. But anyways, hope this video helps you out. I really appreciate you watching. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please subscribe. Anyway, you guys have a good afternoon.